everyone, welcome back to our channel. This is Neko and I'm here with my wife Snacks.
Hey guys.
And today we'll be talking about the Moonwood wedding venue.
Indeed we are.
Right. When I started this venue, I wanted it to be, because it was for werewolves specifically, I wanted it to be natural, like a lot of nature type stuff.
Right, not overly crowded with things.
Right, because the wedding pack itself was such a disaster.
Little buggy.
It was a little buggy is an understatement. But the thing is, I never played the wedding pack. Like,
right.
I bought it, but I've never played it because it was so buggy. I just didn't want the headache of it. But I was playing with the werewolves, and I got to a point where I wanted to marry off some werewolves and
needed a wedding venue.
I needed a wedding venue, and I was like, well, I'll build them this wedding venue. So this one in particular is built specifically for me and my needs, and I thought, well, this gives me a good chance to play the wedding pack because I never played it. And the theme that I had in mind was, they're in the woods, they're werewolves,
secluded, right?
It's gonna be secluded, it's gonna be kind of secretive, I suppose.
Right.
I didn't want to overwhelm the build either with a lot of flowers and a lot of...
Right, because didn't you say they were having issues with Sims glitching through objects because there wasn't much space or whatever?
I feel like I watched...
Right.
Well, I don't know that was necessarily everybody's problem, but I had watched a couple of build videos and playthroughs and stuff, and they seemed to me to not be able to navigate very well through the different thing, especially if it was close and in an enclosed space. So I didn't want that to happen to me, and I was like, okay, well, I'm just gonna make this a very open field type thing that had a lot of space for Sims to move around and do what they do and
get from point A to point B.
Right. They still clustered themselves.
That's a Sims thing. Anyway, the color scheme of this whole build seems to be purple and blue.
Right.
Up for changings, though,
Yeah, I mean, again, make it your own. Make it how you want it. Big fan of that. You don't like something, you don't have to keep it. You don't have something from a pack that I used, it's probably not a big deal, especially in this build. If you're getting this because of the werewolf wedding, I know you have the werewolf pack. If you're getting it because it's a werewolf wedding, I know you have the wedding pack.
Right.
So I think there's a lot of stuff. I don't know. I don't remember if there's a lot of stuff outside of... I think that book is from the vampires, which...
Not really necessary. Just there for aesthetic reasons.
Right. I thought it was an appropriate little thing to have.
I like that you went for the benches as opposed to chairs. I think that gives it definitely more of a outdoors,
naturey feel.
Okay, we're gonna make this a wedding venue. Go grab that log and that log.
Right, because the pack was making itself be they founded this town because it was an abandoned logging community, and so they salvaged all the parts and pieces to build their community. And I was like, well, I'm gonna carry that along into the wedding venue,
which makes sense.
Right, so basically they found these parts and they salvaged them, and there's a bit of nicety to it, the nice chairs with the flowers, and they tried to make it nice, but they still only got logs for you to sit in, and
they're nice logs though.
They're nice logs. And I wanted the tables and the chairs here to look more weathered than
they'd been sitting out in the sun or whatever.
Right, than a fresh set of seats. So, and that's why I chose, everything in here, it was chosen for a specific reason.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And I could have added a lot more flowers again to the area, but I just didn't want to have the Sims have to walk around those things, or
the pathing issues.
The pathing, right.
So if there's nothing for them to path around, there's no pathing issue.
Right, I just kind of wanted to leave it. And if you were to download this, you will notice that I made the aisle that they walk down. I made it longer.
Okay.
I put the short one in to start with because, again, I hadn't played it. I didn't know what it looked like.
Right.
So I put in the short one. I played the game and I was like, that wasn't long enough. I need to put it. So I put in the medium one and I added another row of seating options.
Another row of logs. I appreciate too the photography area, just in general, because it's something that could be easily overlooked and not included into a space,
Right, I don't think I've seen a lot of builds that included a photography area.
Right. It's not a requirement for the wedding venue, obviously, but people absolutely do wedding photos at the wedding venue, you know? So why wouldn't there be a place to be like, okay, well, let's go stand over here.
Right, and
take some pictures.
Right, and that's another place I really didn't like overly decorate. I really like those trees a lot with the
the fairy garden
little
trees
fairy
or whatever.
trees,
Oh yeah,
right.
I think that whole area, like your trees, your mushrooms, your fairy door. I think you put a gnome in. I don't remember if he made it all the way through, but
no, he's in there.
Is he? But I like that whole little area. I think it's cute.
Kind of reminds me of our wedding. Our wedding was outside in the woods. It was very much a fairy tale. Well, our wedding was the Labyrinth, based on the Labyrinth.
Jim Henson's Labyrinth.
Right, not the Pan's Labyrinth, Jim Henson Labyrinth. And, I mean, your mom went, and this was on her mom and dad's property, so
Yes.
her mom went as far as, like, spray painting the trees with glitter.
Yes. And then it rained.
It rained
month.
for a month. I'm not even kidding you, a month. It had never done that. It was a historical thing, remember?
It was definitely the most rainfall that we had in that month in years.
In my memory of life.
Like, right, it was a lot of rain.
Every single day. I think it did not rain the afternoon.
I was going to say, it rained on the wedding day. It stopped raining as we went to walk down the aisle. So
as we went to walk down the aisle.
Thank God we were an hour late.
It was so muddy, right? The powers that be.
All right. Had to sew my sister into her bridesmaid dress.
That's
why we were late.
That's why we were late. We had to sew the bridesmaid dress on. Our wedding was so nice. Like, they built a stage for the DJ in the woods.
Built a bar in the woods.
Yeah. They built an entire bathroom house thing in the woods for us.
Yes. Thank you, Mom and Dad.
Right. Very much appreciate it. Love you guys so much.
Right. It was a nice time. It was my favorite wedding of all time.
My favorite wedding of all time, too. And another thing was the lighting. Like, I thought, again, for me in my gameplay, I was like, well, my wolves are going to get married at nighttime.
Right.
It's, they're real big about the moon and, the lighting of the moon.
Right.
And so I wanted the place to be pretty and sparkly at night.
Right.
So
it definitely twinkles.
Right. I hope so.
Definitely twinkles. And all your little fireflies helps the twinkle of it.
Right. Again, I didn't really want to go overboard. I didn't want it to be a fancy, like, overly decorated. I just want it simple. We found these Christmas lights in the trash can, or, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, just something really pretty, something really that would make the nighttime sparkle for a nighttime wedding.
Absolutely. I think you nailed it. In the bar, like, you were like, okay, I'll use this bar, but I'm gonna cover it up.
Right. And
Make
again,
it blend in a little bit.
I wanted it to be different than the bar that was existing. I wanted it to represent the werewolves salvaging.
Right. Repurposing.
Right?
Right. They're definitely a community built upon refurbishment.
They are in my play style.
Right.
I was like, well, if that's what they want the werewolves to be, that's what my werewolves are going to do.
Right. I don't know. I think overall, it really works. It really gives... Absolutely, I feel what you intended for it, that secluded, wooded, nighttime if wanted wedding venue, like...
Right, I took inspiration from our wedding.
Right.
And I don't feel like ours was overly decorated either. Like, we didn't
I feel like if it hadn't rained that entire time, Mom would have gone overboard. So, I guess, silver linings, right?
She planted a bazillion flowers, though.
I know, right?
In the woods, in the yard.
I wish some of those flowers would have made it.
Right, but...
Mother Nature had other plans for our wedding.
I think our wedding was perfect.
It was absolutely perfect.
I'll be honest with you, I will probably never throw another Sims wedding in my gameplay.
Well, you can't say that because you don't know.
I mean, you're right. I don't know. I could be like, oh, this Sim loves that Sim. They're going to get married. But I kind of doubt it. Like, I just don't. Let me rephrase that. I might never have another elaborate wedding in a wedding venue. I have gotten married in The Sims with this wedding pack, but it was a runaway and elope.
Right. But you'll never take on the full wedding pack adventure.
No, I will.
Again.
I don't think I will, because it was too unenjoyable Like,
I
I
get that.
did not enjoy it, not one.
I get that, and if you
bit.
don't enjoy the gameplay, there's no point in playing, so you gotta do the things that you enjoy. Makes sense to me. Alright guys, well this one's been fun. Hope you enjoyed listening to us talk about our wedding.
Right? I enjoy reminiscing about our wedding.
Right, me too. We do appreciate it, and we'll see you in the next one, guys.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Bye.
Are you ready for your snack attack? Would you prefer an indoor wedding venue or an outdoor wedding venue? Let us know in the comments, guys. See you next time. Bye.